Hello everyone in English 10, this is Mrs. Long, and I'm here with a video message with a lot of information for you. Some of the stuff I post, some of the videos I send out aren't necessarily useful to everyone, but this is a video that everyone needs to be familiar with because we've got some information that you need. So the focus is on the fact that the end is drawing near. We are very close to the end of the semester, but like the sign on I-70 says, truckers, you are not down yet. We are not done with the semester, and we have one more additional unit. So as I was thinking about the unit, and as I got some dates from the administration about how our courses were to proceed over the next month or so, I needed to make some changes. So here's where we're going. We're going to look at schedules, the books that you're going to be reading, and grades. So let's take a look first at schedule and meeting and important dates. The first thing you need to know is that next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are catch-up days. This was done for a variety of reasons, not least of which is that you've all made it very plain to me that debate is taking up a lot of energy and you need a few more days on it. So there will be no new content on Monday. Those are catch-up days for you to use to get that debate wrapped up. The second thing is that I'm going to be changing the weeks. We've been running Monday to Sunday. I want to now run with new sessions coming out on Thursday to Wednesday. So your new due date for everything would be Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And the reason for that is so that it can sync better with the last date that, according to the school policy, I can accept work, and it also allowed me to get 3 days of catch-up in there. So just know that you'll no longer see new sessions on Monday, you will see new sessions on Thursday. So that means Unit 8, Session 1 will run from Thursday, April 23rd through the next Wednesday. Then Session 2 from April 30th to May 6th. Session 3 from May 7th to May 13th. And the last session ends on May 20th. And this does represent, I've deleted some of the information in Session 5 in order to try to get everything in. But get you done by May 20th because Grade Improvement Week, per school policy, is happening from May 21st, the Thursday, May 21st, through midnight on Thursday, May 28th. And that is a week, if this is your first semester with Jeffco Virtual, that's a week when all of the units that we have completed will be open again, and you can submit work from any unit, any missing assignments to try to increase your grade. Now in the past there have been some extensions. There won't be an extension this time. The extension is called summer school. So you need to get things done by May 28th. That is your last deadline for getting work into me. And beyond that, that's when it's over. Seniors, and there are a few of you in the class taking credit recovery. Seniors, your last day for work is Friday, May 15th. If you want to graduate, this date is your deadline for all work that counts for this course. And I will have things available so that you can finish off the extra sessions and make that deadline. So that's the schedule changes. Let me now focus on Unit 8. It is a fiction unit, a novel unit, though there's a couple things that aren't actually novels, a couple plays in there. But it is fiction, and after doing a lot of research all semester in the databases and the works cited and all of that, it's time to shift back to fiction. And I'm kind of excited about that. But you will need to be getting a book, and you're going to have a lot of choices, so that should give you some flexibility both in getting the books and choosing something that you really, really, really want to enjoy. So here is just an overview of what this unit is about. Fiction, primarily novel unit, 4 sessions, and that's been reduced from 5. But we're looking at what makes a book an important book. Traditionally, English classes have involved a lot of classics, which if you ask my 10-year-old son what a classic is, he'll say it's something really old and really boring. And there's been some recent change to introduce contemporary classics, some of the more recently written literature. And my first question for you will be, what makes a book important? What makes it worth reading, whether it's 100,000 years old or whether it's something that was written 10 years ago? So we're going to be looking at the themes in this unit, the subjects and the themes that are more long-lasting and enduring, because that's why we read. You'll have several choices, and if you don't like the choices I've given you, you can choose something that fits with one of our themes or societal subjects. And your final topic, your final product will be a blog post. So let's look at the book choices. Again, these are fitting with some of the ideas that we have enduring. The technical name for this unit from the district is Past and Present Perspectives. And there are certain ideas and themes that were true of humans in the past. They're true of humans now. They apply to me. They apply to you. And these are the things that make our lives as humans on this planet. So they're all the books that I'm offering you are grouped into these categories here: power, love, war, racism, changing dreams, the individual in society, and bioethics. So in the first category, power, we're looking at the use and abuse of power. You have three choices: the Chocolate War, Lord of the Flies, and 1984. The Chocolate War is your story of a young man at a school that has a school fundraiser selling chocolates, and because of kind of an initiation thing with the gang at his school, he declines to participate and then refuses to participate even when the gang changes his mind. And so the question of the book is, do I dare disturb the universe by doing something a little bit different? And the powers of the school have a different opinion on that. Lord of the Flies, you may have heard about this, is a group of civilized British youngsters who get stranded on an island and then cease to be a little less civilized. And 1984, if you've heard of Big Brother, Ryan Hatfield, this is for you. This is politics. This is the government that becomes oppressive. It's been a popular read ever since before 1984. Another topic that is a perennial subject of importance in our society is love. This unit was originally written with just one text, and that was A Midsummer Night's Dream, a Shakespearean love comedy. I decided to expand it and give you different options, but it's still a play worth reading. So if you really love Shakespeare, this is a good option for you. However, a little bit more recent love story might be something very popular, like The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And The Notebook, Nicholas Sparks, you may have seen the movie. It's got a Gatsby-esque quality to it in the love story that's portrayed, love over time and what that means. And where there is love, there is war. We have plenty of subject matter for this particular topic. One of the options you have here is Hiroshima, John Hersey, and it tells what actually happened with the atomic bombing in Hiroshima. The Things They Carried looks at Vietnam and some of the war experiences there. If you've been enjoying your social studies unit, check this book out. All Quiet on the Western Front takes you back to trench warfare in World War I. Different perspective on war, pretty gruesome. And Slaughterhouse-Five looks at World War II. Kurt Vonnegut was one of the authors of a short story we read in the fall, Harrisonburg Run. So you would probably remember. Another idea we can look at, because of its enduring quality, is racism. And there are a number of good reads on this subject. So starting with the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave, this is actually not fiction. This is a true story of a gentleman who escaped from slavery and then went back to describe what it was actually like. A little bit of a challenging read, good for you history buffs. A Lesson Before Dying used to be one of my favorite things to teach in the classroom. It's a little bit of an easier read, and it's the story of a young black man who is framed for a murder he didn't commit and how he dies with dignity in spite of the injustice that's done to him. Secret Life of Bees, a story of a girl in the South who witnesses the racism around her. That's a more recent write. And To Kill a Mockingbird, if you didn't get this in 9th grade, it's certainly an enduring story. Young girl who sees, again, injustice in the legal system when a black man is framed for raping a white girl. But again, if you've read it in 9th grade, choose a different book. But if you haven't, it's worth reading. Another category or another theme or a subject matter to deal with is changing dreams, when life doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to turn out. First one on the list was suggested by a student who asked, are we going to get to read this? And this is I don't remember who it was, but this is your option. The Great Gatsby became a movie, but a good book about class structure, forgotten love, unhappy love, but the life that doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to. Death of a Salesman is actually a play with a similar type of theme. You've got your family, you've got your business, you've got your white picket fence. What's wrong with this? And then the Joy Luck Club looks at changing expectations from Chinese mothers and their immigrant daughters. So it's a good read for lots of people in different backgrounds. The individual in society, this is a constant tension. How do you be you with people around you telling you who you should be? And the first one on the list was originally banned in a lot of places, Catcher in the Rye. It deals with a young man at a boarding school and his multiple schools where he's had problems dealing with lots of mental illness. So it's a good book for understanding what it means to be struggling in a society that is a little different than you. Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. It looks at what it means to exist between two worlds, the Native American world and the rest of the white world. And then the last one on here, The Namesake, is also an immigrant story, an Indian son who's born here and trying to deal with some of the different expectations from his Indian heritage. And the last category then is bioethics. Both of these books are fairly challenging, but this is the idea of social engineering. Should we try to create a better human race, or should we try to create life at all? And Frankenstein, Mary Shelley, is the idea that we can create life, and Brave New World is a futuristic setting where we can control who is born and what they're like and all the different characteristics. Both of these, again, are challenging reads. So those are some recommendations I came up with, but I will give you the opportunity to find a book that also fits in these categories. If you have a particular one that you think connects to these ideas, then please let me know. But in any case, I would like for you to select a book by Thursday. I'm sending this out on Friday, and that gives you about 6 days to go look online, look in your basement, look in the bookstore nearby, look on Amazon, look in your public library, and try to pick out one that you will enjoy, because we will start Unit 8 on Thursday, April 23rd. So let me move on now to grades and points and papers. Now that the end is in sight, let me just say that it is first still possible to change your grade, still possible to pass, but the end is in sight, and that kind of focuses us a little bit more. Once I release Unit 8, I will know exactly how many points are possible for the semester. That's the denominator here. The lower number in the fraction, that is your percentage. And once that denominator is there, I can then go back and tell you exactly how many points you need to get to a certain letter grade. I'll be able to input those. And one of the options I'd like to offer you is something that we did in summer school last summer. We ended up putting all zeros in for all the assignments for all students. So they basically started summer school at a 0%, and every time they turned something in, the percentage went up. So it's more motivating rather than seeing your percentage go up and down every week. Every single assignment you complete raises your grade. So once I have Unit 5 there, once I have Unit 8 ready to go, I can put in basically a 0 for each assignment, and your grade would initially drop, but then you just keep working until you get to the percentage that you want to have in the class. So it might be more motivating. In summer school we use 0. I would like to use a 1 because what I've been learning with Schoology is it doesn't always show me that you've completed something late if it's a 0, where if it's a 1, it draws my attention to it. So that's just an offer. You don't have to take me up on this, but if you would like to start where you are and work up until you get to the grade you want, and you think that would work for you, then I'm happy to put in those 1s so that you can do that. In any case, just let me know what you need. Grades are going to be finalized soon. It's not too late, but we're getting to that point where it will be. So just pay attention and keep enduring until the end. So to sum up this video and this message, mark your calendars with those important dates, including when we have catch-up week and grade improvement week, and when your last day to turn things in is, that would be May 28th for everybody except for seniors, May 18th. Remember to get a book by next Thursday. And remember to make a success plan for the rest of the semester. Start thinking about how it is you're going to get everything done, especially if you're behind and you need to catch up on some things. So be in touch and have a wonderful weekend.